Okay, so let's look at our math message. It says Jen used 1/3 cup of skim milk to make a strawberry smoothie. Choose a fraction circle piece to represent how much milk Jen used. If the piece you chose represents 1/3, what colored piece is the whole? Now, you could use the fraction circles that are inside of your toolbox on the resources in Everyday Math, but I'm actually going to open up my fractions app. Now, I know that it's 1/3, so I'm going to split this into thirds, and she only needs 1/3. She only needs 1/3 cup of skim milk for her smoothie. So as you can see, I have it split into thirds with 1/3 highlighted. Now, what colored piece would the whole be? Well, that all depends, because 1/3 can be represented in a few different ways. If I had this as 1/6 and I colored in 2 of these, it would represent the same amount. See how that lines up? If I took another fraction circle and I had it in 12ths and I shaded in 4 pieces, it shows the same amount. So here are 3 different ways to show 1/3, because 2/6 is equivalent to 1/3 and 4/12 is also equivalent to 1/3. Now for this problem, if we had our fraction circles, you probably would have chosen the red one, because it would show, if I were to draw on this, I don't think it'll let me draw. Oh, here we go. This would be 1/3, which is the same as the orange piece. Okay, so today's lesson is using multiples to understand the relationship between multiplication and fractions. So if I had 1/3 cup of skim milk, and say now Jen wants to make 2 smoothies, how would she do that? So if one smoothie is equal to 1/3 a cup of milk, how much would 2 smoothies be? Well, I can do 2 times 1/3. Oops, sorry, this is supposed to be a third, not a half. And remember, you're gonna multiply, and I would get 1 times 2, which is 2 thirds. So let me get rid of some of these so we don't keep getting confused. So 2/3 would look like this. So this is for 1 smoothie. 2/3 would be for 2 smoothies. What if she needed to make 5 smoothies? What would you do? You would do this the exact same way. So if she needed 5 smoothies, she would do 5 times 1/3, which would be 5/3, right? Because you're just multiplying. And the denominator stays the same. So if I was going to show that in fraction circles, we are split into thirds, and I would highlight 1, 2, 3, but I have 5, so I need to use another fraction circle and highlight 4, 5. So I have 5 pieces shaded in all together. And if you notice, this represents 1 whole and 2/3 cup of milk if she was making 5 smoothies. So the pattern that you should be noticing is that you are using multiples. So I'm going to show you the rule. And the rule is going to look a little bit confusing until I explain it. So kind of try to stay with me, because I'm going to be using letters to represent numbers. So the rule, if this fraction, AB, is equal to A, so the numerator, times the unit fraction. And let me give you an example of what exactly that means. So if I have 2, so 2/3 is equal to 2 times 1/3. So the 2, and maybe if I color code it, it'll be a little easier. So let's do another one. So let's do, instead of A, we're going to put 3. I'll draw these in black. So if A, right here, I'm writing in orange, so is 3. And B, I'm going to write in blue, which is going to be 3/3. Then, so 3/3 is equal to A, which is 3 for this problem, times the unit fraction, which would be 1/3. This is just showing you that 3/3 and 2/3 are multiples of 1/3. If I were to list all of the multiples of 1/3, it would be 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3, and I could keep going on. And it's just showing you that 4/3 is the same as 4 times 1/3. And I could do the same thing. 5/3 is equal to 5 times the unit fraction, which is 1/3. And it doesn't just have to be thirds. It could be anything. If I had 3/6, that is equal to 3 times the unit fraction, which is 1/6. Okay, we're going to keep practicing this in our math journal pages, so turn to page 234.